Alright. Everything looks good. Hey everybody. Continuing to work on... Oops, that was not what I wanted to open. Continuing to work on the guildhall. I'm going to add in this edge to the side of the building as well, I think. And then we'll excuse me. I haven't talked in a bit, so all the stuff in my lungs is getting jostled around. But anyways, plan is to get this in here, fix the UVs if there's any issues that come from it, and then we will bring this into the engine today and take a look at it and see how the scale looks with the character running around in here. So that's kind of the plan, and then I'll probably do a little bit of cleanup and determine if I want to add some windows, because I know I mentioned that last time and I have yet to add them. I did do some more work on this off stream last week, where I kind of went in and fixed some of these edges and added more edges in here so that the Vertex Painting will work a little bit better with it. So that is done. I may end up doing it on these as well, but these are going to take a little bit more time just because the way I modeled them. I may just remodel them. We'll see. Or it might not even feel like it's needed, so we will kind of play it by ear. Probably should get these even though they're not being seen. That startled me. Hey Nick, thanks for re-upping the subscription. How are you doing today? Doing good? Yeah, same here. Just can't wait for this week to be over and to not have a million questions flying at my Discord and email every couple minutes, it feels like at times. So, other than that, I'm doing fine. Plus, once I get past all that, I have a lot more time to finish building out Night. So that'll be fun. MMO Pug, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So we have that. Let's grow that selection. And we will do a projection on that. Alright, let's take a look. And again, for anybody who hasn't watched any of these previous streams, right now I'm just kind of moving stuff into its own islands. I'm just throwing basic materials down right now. When we have more finalized materials, I'll play with those a little bit more. So, right now I'm just kind of making it easier to grab later. Oh, and welcome to the chat too. Alright. Super small, which is going to be annoying. Actually, these are more than likely the edge faces. Where are they? Yep. And I'm not going to need those, so those can get deleted. And then... he's hitting an edge? Oh, no, it's hitting that. Let's clean this up before this gives me weird... normals or something like that from it. We'll just snap these to there. Looks like I had missed a face. But this should work to fix it. And we will snap those. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Okay. So now I'm just going to play the let's snap these all together game. Still haven't figured out why this menu keeps snapping back here as opposed to going to where I normally have it, so that's always fun. Why are those? Alright, I'm going to unfold because I have a feeling... yeah, there we go. I'm also going to save because that kind of was a little slow at doing that, and that always makes me nervous if something that should not be... or should be pretty instantaneous takes a second. Always makes me worry about crashes. Oop. What is that? That goes to that. Okay. Why? What is going on? So, for anybody who hadn't watched my last stream, I updated my Maya to the new version. So there's some weird, funky things that I'm still trying to figure out with the update. Like, some of the tools seem to be acting a little funky at times. Like, this should just snap down like that. I don't know why it's not rotating. Let's see. Stitch together, smallest to largest. Yeah, why isn't it rotating it? It's always the fun part when they update software is like, what broke? What functionality changed? And isn't working the way you anticipate it to work? Because that's like that. It normally would have just rotated this, but it is not anymore, which is annoying. So if I rotate it this way, that's annoying. So now you have to actually rotate it to the angle that it needs to snap to. I hope that gets fixed in an update. Okay, where does this one attach to? There we go. Okay, so now let's cut these and then hope that I can just attach these like I normally would be able to, but this whole rotational thing could cause an issue when I do this, so fingers crossed. Hey, it looks like it worked. Sweet. Alright, so now all I need to do is grab all of these which are going to be harder to find just because it's so thin. I know this is super riveting stream content, watching me select individual edge loops. But this will only take a second. And we will find the ones below. I think that's almost it. I think I've got a couple more. Yeah, so let's do that. Oops. Let's not grab that one. That one. That one, and then the last couple. Right here. We will sew those, and then we will unfold this horizontally. Looks pretty good. I'm tempted to try a straighten on this too. Okay, it worked. Sometimes it'll collapse things on themselves. I'm just going to kind of scroll up this real quick to make sure that these lines are running vertically and they don't overlap or like can collapse down onto one point. But it's looking pretty good. We are good. So I'm just going to rotate this 90 degrees like I have all the other stuff running. And then see where this attaches onto the mesh anywhere. Yep. Yeah, it fits right in there. Stitch that together, and that did not work. Alright. And that did not work probably because the edges are not cut the same way. So to do that, I'll just grab this real quick. Looks like this is the guild, this is a guild hall. Is it a specific guild hall or like a guild's hall? See that? I don't think we've made the determination. I kind of modeled it reminiscent to like a class guild hall, the interior anyways. So kind of like, you know, you could walk up and then your class master would be here. If we decide we want to use this as more of like a player house in guild hall, what I might consider doing is completely redoing the interior and then maybe building in a like a basement level so there can be more rooms and stuff to do stuff. But it could potentially be either or, depending on what we lock in on the usage of this building. Hey Sean, how's it going? And hey BDC Retro. I can't speak apparently today. So let me figure out where these edges are. So this edge is right here. So need to cut here. And then means this needs to be, whoop. Stitch this one. Hold it. Oh, we'll do it this way. Grab those, cut there, stitch that, see how that looked. Okay. Oop. What's going on over here? Unfold that. Looks good. And then I'm just going to straighten this part out. The detail that's going to be in this area is going to be so small pixel-wise that any distortion really won't be noticed. And it will actually be probably less distortion this way. Oops, I need to clean up the mesh, it looks like. Do I have an extra face here? Oh yeah, I do. That cleanup, there is a face sitting on top of that. Let's... Okay, that's better. Do I have one of those on the other side? That's the question. Yep, apparently I do. Seems to be better. Nice, looks awesome. Thank you. Hey Keith, how's it going? Super random, but I'm curious how hard it is. It would be to toss the new textures on the tree later. Not now though. Don't want to interrupt. Actually, Sean, yeah, I was thinking about doing that. Do you have? Did Marie pass the PDFs over yet, so that I can create the masks for the leaves? That was something I had meant to ask, because I debated doing that for this stream. I might do a stream tomorrow night or Friday night, and I was thinking about doing a little bit of work on the trees. But I want to get the opacity for the leaf textures set up first. Oh nope, I think she's adding the cat piece to the file. I can ask if there's feedback or if there's no feedback on the stuff. No, the leaves look good, look solid. The bark looks pretty good. I need to double check again. I got super busy yesterday with work. Actually, I didn't do that right now. I think Slack's on the other screen. Okay. Let's check this bark texture and see if it was cleaned up. Hold on. What am I doing? Download that. Okay, weird. Why did it decide to create it? Image 90. And I just downloaded that. Where'd that go? Weird. My computer's being strange today. Hold on, what? Did the image size download? Hold on, what is going on? Image size. We need this to be 2048. Oops. By 512. Come on. Create. There we go. Now this should copy right in. There we go. I do not know what my computer was doing there, but whatever. And let's see if this tile is fixed. Filter, other, offset, cut that in half, so horizontal would be 1024, vertical would be 256. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, there's a little bit of a line right here, but I mean, that's so small of a line, I can just paint that out with just a couple strokes. So yeah, that's super easy to clean up. And my taskbar is hiding my ability to slide. Yeah, it looks nice and seamless. And vertically, yep, it looks good. There's another little spot here, but these are things like, I mean, I'm cleaning them up right here. It takes like 2 seconds. Oh, there's another one right here. Oop, that was a bad color choice. Looking good. Yeah, I really like the textures that Marie's been working on for us. I can't wait to get back into SpeedTree and get them on some actual meshes. Which will be fun. I haven't actually touched SpeedTree in a couple years, but it's an awesome program for getting just kind of basic trees down without having to worry about UV mapping and tiling and stuff like that. As long as you have a texture like this that tiles nicely, it handles most of that for you. So yeah, that looks good. Let me save this. Textures. These textures. Palm tree park. And let's save it as a PNG as well. So yeah, Sean, if you're still there, all I'll need is the PDF files for the branches so that I can create, excuse me, the masks for the various leaf arrangements. And we should be good to go. Okay, so back to this. I just cleaned that up and needed to attach these. There's this. Oop, I'm doing this off screen. Sorry, guys. I did not mean to do that off screen. Hold on. Let's. Stitch those together. What is the seam going on in here? Unfold. Just do a generic. I need to do a cleanup on this apparently. Must have more UVs selected. Just highlight this, do an unfold along V, and then we'll snap align these. Oh, awesome. Yeah, just let me know what she says. And if you upload the file to Drive or just send it in a DM or something like that, doesn't really matter to me. Whatever's easiest. Are those lined up? I don't know if those were lined up. Nope. I guess they were. Okay, we're good. The doorway's straight, right? Hold on. That should be fine for that. Alright, so we got those. Now I just need to fix... these. That should be fine. I think we're good. Okay, so that should be good. To at least bring this in as a test. So let's increment and save. And we will export this out. Well, whoops, actually I guess I can't do that. I was gonna say when I'm exporting this out I should have that loading in the background, but FBX Guildhall version 2. Although I don't know if I assigned the correct material. Oh, I'll fix the materials later. I'm more curious about the proportions on the interior anyways. So let's load up. Of course, it's going to take a minute because I'm doing this on stream. If I had done this normally, it probably would have just opened right up. Always seems to be that way. Nick, hearing Robert's music here is making me feel like the old Grim music did back in the day when we first started the streams. Super nostalgic. Can ProBuilder interact with files that are re-imported from Maya or Blender? In the same way that you can create... Yes, but my plan... And I had originally done the test in ProBuilder, but I think what we'll want to do is put the meshes... If we want to use the Vertex Painting like I was on the version of the Guildhall that's in there right now... let's go to Night Harbor real quick. So if we want to play around with the Vertex Painting, right now this is a ProBuilder model, but I think Elise mentioned that it's more efficient just to bring them in as FBXs. So I think what we'll end up doing if we use the Vertex Painting to add some variation to the texture is use Polybrush and do it in a prefab. So the prefab itself has the initial colors, and then we can come in and do another pass on individual ones if we want to do more of that. So I think we'll import the meshes in and then put them into prefabs. At least that's my plan. I asked because the terrain is working with seams is a pain. Yeah, so I need to, and that was one of the things I have on my list once I have a lot more time, is to export out the terrains you're working with, bring them into Maya, stitch them together, and then put them back in. It's going to triangulate them. But I mean, even this one in here, I'm grabbing, I thought I had those turned off. Oh, it's because I'm in Polybrush. I'm like, what is going on? No. Why am I grabbing that? Weird. Anyways. Yeah, I planned on doing that. Oh, I know what's going on. I restricted the terrain so I couldn't click on it. So that's what's going on. But yeah, this is all triangulated now. So that was the problem. Anyways, excuse me. But yeah, stitching it all back together, putting it in, and testing it to see that it's still working. Because I've noticed larger planes have some issues sometimes working in Pro Builder. But yeah, I wanted to get that done once one of the first tasks I get done once I get finished with the semester. Cool. I won't keep wasting your time trying to make them perfect. Yeah. You don't have to necessarily make them 100% perfect. I can go in and clean that up pretty easily for the most part. I really want to get good enough in and move to the next stuff. Yeah, as long as we have like a base. I mean, this is still, pretty rough. But even just a nice rough in is enough to make a lot of those quick decisions, and then it's just kind of going in and, playing around with the elevations. Like, none of it, like, this street is kind of like awkwardly balanced right now, where it like slants off. I don't like that. I need to fix that at some point. But yeah, just kind of going in and fixing those types of things isn't too difficult. It's just having the time to do it. Night Harbor specific buildings. Let's import the new one. Version 2. And let's add collision to it. And it's gonna have a weird, oh, I probably should this down, and then we're just gonna have to move the terrain. Let's push it down so it's not messing that up. I'm not worried about the sides right now. I'm just testing out the scale. Alright, so let's take a... I think my human is in here. It's either Night Harbor and Wormsbane. I can't remember which. Oh, whoa! Apparently, I'm standing right where I put that. So yeah, feels right. Feels like there's enough space on the interior. Like these little kind of side hallway nooks aren't too small. Decent area in here. You got the whole little like stage platform if we want to use this as like a class guild hall, or if we, if we want to use this as a character guild hall, we can potentially, change this up so that we have this section here, and then these could, you know, end up being stairways down into like a sub level, like a basement level essentially, where there's more rooms and stuff down below. So we can figure out the functionality of what we want to use this specific one for. But it's working pretty well, I think, scale wise. What do you guys think? You guys noticing any weird scale issues? Feeling right? Am I dual wielding? Yes, I am. Oh, Zukin, that actually reminded me. When I put in the dual wield, I noticed that there's something funky with our run, at least on the human, that the weapons are facing outward. So I don't know how well this is gonna pick up. So like it's running like this, almost like because the blade's facing out. It's almost like you're lifting weights while you're running, as opposed to more of a like this, where the blades are slightly inwards and almost crossing, but the hands are kind of moving, which is a more natural motion for wielding a weapon. I didn't notice that until I saw it running with the two daggers kind of making that V shape, and I was like, that isn't the direction I think it probably would be. Yeah, I figured I just needed to let you know about it. I think that's an easy enough fix for sure. No, it's a rogue. It's just a rogue. Scale feels on point. Yeah, I'm thinking it's working pretty well. Are you sure you don't have divining rod equipped? Nope, just 2 rusty daggers, I believe. Or maybe it's a rusty dagger and a training dagger. Yeah, rusty dag. Yeah. So it's just the starter one, and then one I got when I was killing stuff in Wormsbane. So just lobby stuff. I made a fighter like level 40 and tried to equip. Wasn't letting me. Did you remember to set your skills, Zukin? Because I had to set my skills. Make a rogue then? I haven't tried it with a fighter, to be honest. Or a ranger. The only one... I just made this character 60 when I was running around in Wormsbane. When Nick had started populating it, because I got tired of forgetting to turn on and off my aggro. Or logging out, sitting right in front of the named, and then getting destroyed when I log back in. So, I was just like, screw it. My human scale character will be level 60. So, it doesn't really matter. You do /all. Yep. /all. Not /s. No, it's set skill. Or set skill all, or all skills. Wow. All skills, and then set it to whatever number. I think, does 100 max it regardless, or is it? I think you have to have yourself targeted. There we go. So maybe 250 was too high. But that'll update everything for you. Yeah, dual wield is a skill. How's lighting working? Are the lights in the temple or just coming from the environment? So the lighting in here right now is just from the sky lights outside. So that's the sun slowly progressing. Well, slowly progressing. It's faster than we are going to have it in the actual game. Well, it's just progressing through. And then the skylight itself has a natural kind of ambient light that is right now filling in everything. So we'll need to play around with the lighting pass eventually to anticipate. Ooh, I like the god ray that's coming through the little hole, the little window. I know we want to play around with like lighting and seasons and stuff like that, and lunar cycles. I'm kind of hoping that since we're playing with those types of cycles, that we have the sun not always on a perfect east-west movement across the sky, that it kind of mimics the seasons where it's higher and lower. That way we can play around with like cool lighting effects, like that light on a certain day in our year hits something that could be like an event trigger. I think that kind of stuff would be cool too, but obviously that takes a lot more planning. Good point. The more we can do with the geo, do the work for us with the day-night cycle, the better. Yeah, definitely. And that is getting dark. Our time is set 7 a.m. But yeah, I think playing around with lighting and geo and stuff like that could be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think this is working. Now, let's test my theory. This should work. I'm just going to throw on... that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I need to reassign materials in Maya, but I'm just going to throw on some of the test vertex ones. So that was the railing, the pillars. I'm guessing that's the walls. And I'll throw this on the floor. I don't know if these are actually correct or not, so we'll have to see that. So let's go to our building here. And create a prefab. NH guildhall. I don't know. Are we using a naming convention for prehabs? I forget. I'll just put prefab for now. I'll fix the... This is a test anyways, so this is gonna get dumped, and then I'll upload a more refined version later. Can I go in this? And hierarchy. And we will drag in our prefab. So my idea is we'll use polybrush with vertex color. Hold on, let me bring up my panel here. So now I should be able to just, yeah, flood those like that. And then we will add darker brown. Use that. We can use the brush. And we should, in theory, yep. Be able to kind of hand paint in where we want some of that shading to be. So maybe I don't want the radius that large, but... Might take a little bit more playing with, because I'm using a brush as opposed to just selecting vertices like I was before. We should be able to just kind of get that little bit of detail. Same thing up here. Ooh, that needs to... I'll have to make a note. I need to clean up these UVs. Apparently they got stretched when I was moving stuff around. But, yeah. So the idea works. And we can even do it with a lower strength so we can just kind of build it up. And then with the added extra points in some of these spots, we can, you know, get a little bit more of a kind of subtle shadow. I need to relay that out. Jeez, that got really streaked. But yeah, once I fixed the rest of the UVs that got messed up, and I didn't realize I didn't fix them, probably would have helped to have textures on them when I was looking at it in Maya. It'll allow us to kind of build that up. Classic textures, yeah, for sure. Especially when you're not looking at it with a texture on your mesh. But yeah, I think this will work. And then in theory, we should just be able to go, whoops, back into Night Harbor. I didn't make any changes to scene. And drag in our prefab, which I think I left in here. Where is it? Yeah, this is the prefab. And yeah, it'll carry over all that painting. And I think we can even change it up. So like for some reason, if we wanted this to be blue, yeah, we could come in and individually change these up, but just have like a base one that we drag out. So that should work, and be more efficient where we're not leaving everything as Pro Builder meshes. So cool. Let's go back. Let's delete this. No, I don't want to open the prefab. Let's just close this. Don't save. And again, I'm going to re-upload. I'm going to revert that and re-upload it. So let's throw some materials on this. This scene has got probably way too many materials in it. Okay, so we've got floor. Call this railings. The core. Welcome to. First off, welcome to the chat. Do you have any do you have plans for any points of interest with more color diversity? People are used to slam Vanguard for being too brown. Yeah. So what I just closed the whatchamacallit by accident. Or not by accident, but I closed the project. But it'll be more brown lower in the lower tiers. As you get up, it's going to get more whites and blues and things like that. With that said, we might, some of the buildings and stuff, as you can see, if we make the materials able to accept vertex color, we can real easily go in and use the same material and throw various colors on there. But we definitely want to have, some greenery, especially up top. There's going to be a lot of greenery. And then in our park district, there's going to be some greenery. And then we really want to play a lot with the blues, kind of that, like, almost, was it Lopez color stone? Stonework as you get higher. So there will be colors that we're playing off of. For sure. And then we'll be concepting out more points of interest and stuff as we get further and further along, to add more color. Something that would be interesting is playing with shadows and shapes, such as the shadows that take that of directional arrow based on sun's positioning would make for a cool riddle quest. Yeah, I think that kind of stuff would be really cool. Or, if we can have it where the sun not only just goes perfectly straight, but also has a little bit of an access to kind of, take that wobble of the earth, or our earth, into account for the seasonal changes. That can be, when the light hits a certain point, like a certain point on the geo, could be the trigger for a rare spawn, or a rare event, or you have to be at this point to trigger something during a quest during the equinox or whatever it is. It opens up all sorts of cool gameplay and possible quests and puzzle solving and stuff like that to go along with it. Because I know we want to play with lunar cycles and stuff like that for spawns, and adding in the light in the solar stuff can be pretty cool too. Hold on. So I'm doing floor mat. Colors. Mat. I'll call this walls. Okay. So let's throw some basic materials on this. Texture. Where is... Hold on, where did I put this? It's been a while since I've uploaded it, so it's gonna take me a minute to find. No. Weird. I just want to put that over there. Hold on a second, guys. This is what I get for letting my texture files run amok. I could have sworn it was in test material. There it is. Okay. I just gotta find the right one. There we go. And that was walls. Okay. And then floor. Throw one on there as well. Textures. Do I not have that one downloaded? Oh, you know what? I think I do. I think I have it as a Photoshop file. Let me put a PNG so I can actually use it. Okay, time for me to go make dinner. Later, Sean. Thanks. Let's open up. Is it this one? Nope. Hold on, I could have sworn I had. A version of this downloaded. There it is. And that was actually already a PNG. What? I need to reorganize my texture files, apparently. Because apparently I let them get out of control. It also doesn't help that in Maya you can't it doesn't let you see, or does it now? Let me see if they changed that. Detail view, list view. Yeah, they don't let you actually view the images, so things don't just like jump out at you. There's the trim sheets. Where is the stone? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. So those two, and then I mean the railing is going to be the same thing as. Hold on, I can just copy paste this. Walls. Copy. Paste. And same with the pillars, are currently using the same material. But again, a lot of these materials are just kind of placeholdery for the time being as we develop, starting to get some more production ready materials that we'll be able to use. Okay, so let's hit 6. And why is this not... Okay, can see those. Hold on, I know there's a way to select. What I get for not working in Maya for a bit. How do I select all material? Oh, you know what it is? It's in here. There we go. Ah. Oh my god. My brain is like going back to like Unity navigation. Okay, so we will assign this to walls. Oops. But I do want these assigned to pillars. And these need to be... Assign a new one. We'll call that cloth mat. Okay. And then... Sorry, I'm doing this off screen so you guys don't see all of the file folders and stuff like that. And that's under Marie's. There we go. Okay, so now I can see the areas that need some work. Alright, so let's clean up some of this stuff. Actually, I could probably... Yeah, when I rebuilt this, I did not... fix all of that. So let's... Do I have all the edges? That's the question. Looks good. Let's just do a projection. That should look better. Let's see what this is. And we will attach, oops, and I keep forgetting that it's not letting me do it the way I normally do it. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. Let me kind of eyeball these edges real quick. That doesn't even need to be there. Okay, looks good. Where else was there an issue? These are good. Ooh, that's... You can see this is kind of getting squished. I need to... Unfold 1V. There we go. Where is that attaching to? Oh, you know what? I forgot to lay out these. Let's fix that. That jump. Oh, I know why that jumped. Okay, so that's annoying. Can I just highlight these this way? Nope. That's going to be difficult for me. Okay. Grab that. And we'll just grab these last ones right here. And then I'm going to double check, make sure I... God dang it, I hate... Something changed in Maya recently that messed up the selections again. Where for a while there it got better, like backface selecting was not that big of an issue, but I don't know what happened, but over the last year I've noticed the problem becoming more of a problem again. Okay, so grab those. Box projection, or cube projection. And then probably just be easier just to do it this way. So select that and then unselect what I don't want. Oops. Looking better. Oops, I forgot this was part of it. Hey Regis, how's it going? Doing pretty well. Just been swamped with finals week at work for most of the last week. But other than that, I've been doing pretty good. Allergies are getting a little annoying right now, but other than that, can't complain about much. How you been? Oh, why is it doing that? I wasn't... You can see I wasn't even over in this area, and it's selecting this stuff. So there's something funky going on with this version of my... That's super annoying. Okay, anything else selected? Looks good. Cube projection. Move it over here, and let's clean it up. Yeah, allergies do suck. Good here. Just tuning in for a while. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're able to make the stream. And I'm just kind of continuing what I was doing last stream with the guildhall. We brought the mesh over into the game a couple minutes ago to test the scale and stuff, and everything looked pretty good. So I'm just kind of cleaning up some of the more technical stuff like UVs and all of that to get it more ready for actual use. Okay, so we'll cut these, and then we will snap all these together. And oops. And so, there we go. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Oh, what did that just attach to? No. Wrong side. And we'll cut all those. And we'll stitch them to this one. No, that's not going to work for what I was trying to do. And we'll just grab all these edges real quick, sew them back together, and this should be good to go. And we will sew those. And then these should... What is this attached to? Alright, that's the inner portion. So actually, let's do it this way. This should... be cut there and there. And then gonna do the same thing on the other side. So between here and here, cut those, and then we will stitch these together. Ooh, that looked not great. Let's try to do these one at a time. Stitch together. Okay. Is it grabbing something else too? If I had to choose just one, what is my favorite M&M stream or secret? Unfortunately for that question, I'm drinking Monster today and not wine. So I can't say, or it wouldn't be a secret anymore. Hold on. Did this? Shoot. Did I did miss click. Keith, that didn't work yesterday either. Hey, gotta give him credit for trying. Alright, let's try straightening this, because this has gotten all kinds of not straightened. There we go. And we will... I'm going to scale this down just a bit. That way it's not going to cause as much distortion. And it does anyways, of course. And we'll snap those. There we go. Much better. And we will do the same thing over here. Oop, looks like I missed a seam. Let's try that. Okay, so those are laid out. Oops, let's also do unfold along. And then I know this edge is straight, so I'm going to straighten those. And I'll do the same thing for these. Move these down just like so. Okay, so this should look better. Yeah, they look better. Although over here, looks like I need to unfold those better. Yeah. You can see how they're stretching. It's kind of squashing. So, nice little unfold. Takes that out. And then, ooh, we have an extra something or other right there. What is that? Oh, it's one of the faces. I thought I deleted it. I did not. But I got the other side, so. Okay. Let's find what that attaches to. Okay. So we're going probably with this and this time. And we will just snap that right there. And this is probably also needing to be unfolded. Yep. So this one should be easier to just straight stitch together. Yep. And then we'll straighten those UVs. So do the same over here. Unfold along. Rotate it. Kind of get it close to the correct scale. And then, oops, hold on, let's flatten that. Okay, and stitch. Unfold along and straighten. So that should look better now as well. Are these attached? Or not attached to? That. Oh, okay. I know what those are. Yeah, those aren't going to attach because they're not attached there. All right. So we've got that. Let's take a look on the outside. Looks good. Looks good. And then I also need to figure out where these go. Right in here. Oops, not what I wanted. That was. Which those and those. There we go. All right. What is that attached to? Okay, so that's the inner portion of that, which should be fine as it is. Awesome. Okay, so that's good. And do I like the floor? Ooh, actually, hold on. This should be... One, it needs to be laid out. That is not laid out. Alright, let's fix this. Lay that out. And then we will add the floor texture. Could have sworn I laid that out on stream last time. Weird that that changed, but whatever. So let's rotate this. Over here for a second. BDC Retro says, do you expect to do a lot of work on this zone too? Or on the zones too? Oh yeah, yeah. So what's going on right now with Sean's stream is Sean is doing the blockouts so we can have the rough outs of the zones. And then what I'm going to do over time is, obviously right now, our like the major investment zone wise is Night Harbor, just because it's so big and there's so much going on in it. Other, you know, if I was the only one working on the blockouts, it, you know, we'd be stuck in building Night Harbor. So Sean is building out the other zones, and then I'll go in and do art passes on them. I'm also going to be, you know, working on more production ready assets that might help support Sean as he's starting to block stuff out as well. So potentially my next stream, either Thursday or Friday. I haven't decided when it's going to be. It also depends if I get hounded with a bunch of questions. But anyways, those will be that stream is going to be a probably a tree building stream. If we get the finished materials or textures from Marie, I'll probably build out the opacity maps for them, for the, like the leaves, and then fire up a speed tree license to start working on modeling some trees, which will also be a little bit fun. I haven't used speed tree in a bit, so I'm sure there's been some improvements and tool updates, so I will be hopefully not fighting with it too much, but kind of getting back into the swing of things with that program. But it'll be worth shaking the rust off of. It's really nice, really really powerful for getting some basic tree meshes out fast, and then you can do all sorts of different things with them too, whether we want to use all those features or not, you know, will be something we will determine, but it will at least give us a way to kind of quickly get a bunch of different trees that can be done by hand still, but have a pretty quick turnaround on how fast they're made, which for us will be great. Okay, so let's play around with these UVs real quick. I just want to get these extra edge loop here just to get a little bit more control. Actually, let me throw that in a minute. Probably shouldn't do that right off the bat. Let's bring that back. Has Bunny been back helping again? I think Bunny's talked with Sean on and off. I haven't talked to Bunny in a bit. So Bunny isn't currently actively on the project, but is welcome back. Whenever she feels like it. All right. so we got those. Looks pretty good. Kind of want to break that UV back off. Oops. Oh, that's one of the longer ones. Hold on a second. That would mean it is probably this. Oops. I guess I gotta drink this one. There we go. Okay. So those line up now. Just gotta get one more. Looks pretty good. Okay, so that is done. And this needs to have the floor as well. And let's clean it up a little bit so that, again, these are kind of falling on actual bricks. Okay, looks pretty good. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of scaling them so that they're going to fit. It might have a little bit of stretching and squashing because this isn't necessarily set up as a trim sheet, so the bricks don't align nice and neatly all the way across. It's more like a kind of a patchwork cobblestone. So I'll probably eventually end up having to go in and fix this once we have an actual texture for it, like that we want to use for these stairs, but or at least make it look nicer in the meantime. So you, like right here, you get these weird kind of like edges and stuff that are running right along the edge, which is generally not where you put the layers of the stones. So essentially, I am getting rid of that. And then kind of just offsetting them so they're not all the same. Oh, shoot. That one is not going to work there. Will work there, though. There you go. Nice and lined up. This one could use some work. Where is that one? Okay. Better. Okay. And again, these will be probably adjusted at some point when we have a specific kind of like stone trim that we can use for things like this. And I just noticed that this edge is having that same problem. There's like a like piece of, you know, mortar right there where it really wouldn't be. So just adding it maybe like that, so you kind of get the feeling that this block's got some thickness. Gotta pay attention to top and bottom portions of it. Again, this may end up, it'll make it look better right now. This may end up having to change if we use a different material on these parts. Actually, you know what? I was already thinking about having these just be the wall, these parts should be the wall texture, so that isn't necessary. Let's just grab these. And assign this to walls. Hold on, is there double faces? No. Why did that look so weird for a second there? Ooh, that scared me. I need to turn that down. Essinger, thank you for the subscription. Just getting home, happy to tune in. Awesome. Starting to get close to the end of the stream, but glad you were able to make it. Let's find these. And let's fix this. Unfold along V. Ooh, that did not unfold well. Okay, we'll do it a different way. We will highlight these. And we will lay those out. And those out. And apparently this face. Oh, I did an extrusion there to get that, didn't I? That would explain it. And I just did that wrong. Let's do it this way. There we go. I'm assuming it's going to be like this on both sides. Yeah. Go along. And we will snap those to the... Oops. Why does that keep closing that? That should not be doing that. Word on the street is you'll be streaming full time soon because classes are over for the summer. I don't know about streaming full time, but I will be streaming. I'm looking to add a third day in the week for streaming at a minimum. But I will be working on the game a lot more, which will be awesome. So we should start making some faster progress on certain areas of Night Harbor. But again, I'm going to be doing other things as well here and there that, you know, are helping support some of the stuff that Sean's doing as well. So, but should be able to make a lot more progress, which will be great. Why is this? What is going on here? There we go. Okay, so these should all be averaged. This is one of those things that's going to be way easier just to do this with the checker map. There we go. Okay. Much better. I may need to play around with the density on these things, but again, it's nothing I'm too worried about. Nice, I feel like they need to clone you. just spawn clones off. Having multiple of me just constantly working on Night Harbor would definitely speed things up. Trying to see if there's anything else that we have missed. Oh, I remember. The other spot we were having issues with was these. Where are those? Let's turn that off. Whoa, yikes. Okay, we're just gonna do new selections on these. increment this real quick, and we'll see how the cleanup goes. Always fixed on manifold. And that is why you save before you do stuff like that. Non-manifold geometry. Let's see if that's gonna work now. Yay, it works. Somewhere as I was stitching stuff together, I probably had like an end gone or some weird messed up face somewhere. So running a cleanup like that makes your life a heck of a lot easier than trying to eyeball it and figure out where exactly you screwed something up. So that should be better now. Interiors of those look better. Cool. Looks good. Let's save. See, here's the one other thing that I'm debating doing, and I should have, when we were running around earlier, I should have thought about that. Potentially adding like windows on the interior, because there's only this one tiny little window. Let's hop back into the game real quick. Oops, wrong. For anybody who didn't see it earlier. But yeah, I do plan on adding another stream. I'm not sure what day it'll be yet. I'll let you guys know once I kind of get settled into my post-semester schedule. And then the third day will be sometimes M&M stuff, and then sometimes I'll probably just play games or something like that. I plan on running at least one character for a bit on the new TLPs when they launch. So probably do a little bit of streaming of EQ and yep, yeah, don't forget TLP day. Definitely we'll be doing that. I still haven't decided if I'm gonna box or not, but we'll see. I really wish I could just leave Unity open in the background when I'm working and it not cause issues. Because trying to reopen it on stream is always like, ugh, pulling teeth. Am I gonna have to task kill this? Usually doesn't take this so long to open. Alright, we're gonna task kill it. And we'll try again. My daughter's too, still no free time. But someday I won't be able to live out, if I could speak. But someday I won't just be living vicariously. Yeah, definitely. You get to a point where that is possible. And I thought I didn't save this. Let's delete that. So we'll delete this as well. And we'll delete, is this it? I think this is it. Yes, 2. Okay, and we will re-import that. Oh, hold on, did I export it again? I don't think I did. I think I was in the process of it, and then my brain switched tracks on me. There we go. Close that. Import it. And then we will go to model, give ourselves some collision. And I'll drag the prefab back in since the prefab already has materials on it. Although it looks like let's set this back up. World floor, and then all the others are just using the vertex color one. Oh, I take that back. Where is fabric vertex cloth? There we go. And then bring out the prefab. No, we'll leave it. It's fine. It's not colored, but you guys will still get the general idea. For anybody who did not see this earlier, come on. Okay. I may have to jump into it, but I just don't want to play around with the terrain right now. Okay, so I'll do that. And we will zone in my human scale guy. Cool. And we will time set 7 AM. Oop. Time set 7 AM. There we go. So I'm gonna have to hop up here real quick. But yeah. So that works. Again, the colors are off and stuff like that, but and apparently the ground's still popping through there. But our materials are fixed. I'm gonna have to play with this a bit to get this to work because the way these need to line up. Let's think about how I want to do that. I may just delete these faces and have them come off of that so that there's no seam there. Oops. But yeah, everything's working pretty well. So, you know, if this is more of a like class master guild, you know, have your trainer sitting here and your spell merchants, you know, kind of chilling out over here, type of a setup. You know, quest NPCs or spell vendors line in these. If we decide we want to use this building more as like player housing style guild house or guild hall, I kind of want to keep this center area as is. You know, maybe this area as is, and then kind of make this a beginning of a stairwell, so the stairwell will go down through a doorway, and then, you know, you can go down, and then there could be an entire like sub level as well. So depending on what we want to do, that should work nicely. I guess we could redo the entire interior to like have a second level and stuff, but it does kind of have that nice like hall feel to it. And we could even do another level here and stuff like that. But I think it's got the feeling that I was going for initially, and it's versatile enough of a layout that, again, if we do decide we want this to be more like a player housing thing, here's kind of like the initial hall entrance, and then the stairs could go down on both sides, and then down below we could have more individual rooms where I don't know how we want to do guild hall setups, but there could be individual rooms that player housing stuff can be placed, or trade skill things could be placed, or whatever I'm speaking completely not metaphorically, but there's no specific determination on what we want to be in or not in those houses, as far as I'm aware. So I had no idea if guild halls will have or will not have stuff running around in them. But there is that question of, do I want there to be more windows? Because right now there's that teeny little window right there. And if so, could potentially do windows in between these arches, or right here, through here. So I'll have to play around with if we want to do that or not, and where we'd want to do it, and do we want them to all be really tiny like this, or do we want some larger ones? So we'll have to play around with that, or keep that in mind. But this is working, and then the prefab setup will allow us to work with this model and use the similar vector color idea that we were doing over here, but do it in a prefab, so we can just drag it out, and it's no longer tied to, this one's tied to ProBuilder, which is a little less efficient than using a mesh in a prefab. So a lot of these ProBuilder elements will be exported out as exported out, brought into Maya, changed into FBXs, brought into, or back in, and then replaced, just for efficiency's sake, and for some just material cleanup issues, because the material editor in Maya that area is an issue. I think where there is an area here that has that issue. Is it up there? Yeah, so just being able to like bridge the material so you don't have seams, because there's an obvious seam right here, and sometimes some of these arched angles, ProBuilder does not like the transition from here to here if you keep it in auto, which it's in auto right now just to make it easier to get a generic flat layout. But yeah, so that is that, and I'm actually going to call the stream for today, because I had to go grab my kid from the bus. So thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. For anybody who's new to the stream, and is not aware of what we're working on, we are an indie team creating an indie MMO called Monsters and Memories. That is our website. If you'd like to check out more information on the game, we are very influenced by the classic kind of first generation MMOs. We're in the process of rebuilding our city with our actual layout, so that's why right now it's very you can still see grid based stuff here and there, and it's still kind of rough in this area. My focus is working from the west end of the city, west end of the city towards the east. And you can see we're already starting to work on some populations, so there's some quest NPCs and things like that slowly starting to populate. And actually I haven't had a chance with finals week and being so busy answering questions and stuff, I haven't had a chance to run around and see all the population stuff that's been going on. Is there anybody in the camp yet? Does not appear to be so. No. But yeah, so we're slowly starting to convert data over, bringing our NPCs in. We have a lot of the bare bones functionality already in the game, so you can see here we've got some of our guards popping over here finally. There's our shifty gnome friend. I need to give him a tent. There's a bunch of Nick corpses, I'm sure. Or Ogre Fist, that would be Zukin, I believe. But yeah, so, you know, we've got a bunch of proof of concept zones. We're building our proof of concept currently. If you'd like to follow along and join our community, we have a Discord. There's like 850, something like that, people in there now. So it's grown pretty quickly lately, which is awesome. We have all sorts of conversations about, you know, game design in general, our game, other MMOs, tabletops, things like that. So feel free to join. If you'd like to keep up to date with the project but not join Discord, we also have a mailing list, which we'll send out updates, and we'll also send out surveys every now and then. We also have other members of the team that are streaming, so those are all the different members of the team that stream. Make sure to throw them a follow to watch the different content. Everybody kind of streams their own individual aspects of the game. I'm more of the environment art and level design side of things, so but we've got Sean, who's also helping me out with some of the blocking out of the other zones while I kind of tackle our city, which is gigantic. And then we've got Zukin, who does characters and critters. We've got Goblin, who kind of does a little bit of everything, but he's primarily concept art and texture art. He also does animations and has helped a little bit with blocking out and stuff like that as well. And if you'd like to get caught up on past VODs, which I finally got around to actually publishing my last couple VODs, we have a YouTube channel. So if you go there, you can watch all, you know, get caught up on everybody's streams. Also, if you are watching on YouTube, we'd appreciate if you do the whole like and subscribe and comment below on, you know, on what you think about what's been going on the stream, to help us out with the algorithm so that more people can find out about the project. But other than that, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I will be doing hopefully a stream either tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure yet, or what day or what time, so just keep an eye out. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.